Welcome everyone. You've reached Grandma Mo and cover the WNBA games, and in this video we're going to be covering the Aces and the Liberty. This game was played in Vegas and the Aces pulled it out. They pulled it out. Good game, both teams. And as always, appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button for me, and we'll get to the nitty-gritty of the game. So the Aces get the win, 83-77. In the first quarter, New York took the lead, 24-20, and then the Aces outscored them every other quarter. 20-19 in the second, 21-20 in the third, and then 22-14 in the fourth. So this now moves the Aces to 19-14, and with the loss, New York drops to 21-12, and they have now relinquished second place in the WNBA due to Atlanta defeating the Seattle Storm. So New York had 40 points in the paint to the Aces 20, but it didn't. And then turnovers were even. They both had 11, but the Aces got 17 points off those turnovers, and New York only got 10 points out of that. So looking over the scoring, we'll go to the Liberty first. Emma Meesseman, boy, what a pickup she has been. She had a double-double. She had 24 points and 10 rebounds. She had 3 assists. She had 5 turnovers, but I attribute that to just getting used to your teammates. And sometimes you make passes where you think somebody's going to be and they're not there. Or they cut differently than you think that you're going to. But that's going to improve as the season goes on. She was 8 for 15, which is 53%. She was 2 for 3, 66% from 3, and she was 6 for 6 from the foul line. So great game for Meesseman. Just great game. But, I'm a little worried about New York is playing their starters a lot of minutes. And that may hurt them down when the playoffs come. They're not getting, they only have like 9 players. So, but you would think they would sub people out at least periodically throughout the game so they don't play so many minutes. Because they're going to get tired. Especially, they're out on the road. But then you had Ionescu and Jonquil Jones in double figures. Ionescu had 18 points. She was 6 for 15 from the floor, 40%. She was also 3 for 9 from 3, which, that's 33%. That's a little low, but it is what it is. The thing that was missing in her game was the assists and steals and and rebounds. She usually has more than one. She only got 1 of each. So they definitely could have used that. So they also, Jonquil Jones, she had 11 points, 7 rebounds. She had 5 assists, 2 turnovers. She was 4 for 12 overall, and she was 0 for 4 from 3. She usually hits some of those, and, that hurt them. But, they'd be much better off if they put her inside and stopped shooting those threes. Occasionally when you set a pick for someone and you drop off and, hit a 3 then, but she likes staying outside and taking threes more. She's 6'6". Get inside. She could nullify A'ja Wilson for the most part. Just having her on, making her avoid driving to the hoop. And you'll see in this game, A'ja Wilson went to the foul line an awful lot. So that's it for them. And then New York didn't have any other players in double figures. They had, Phoebus only had 5. She usually has more than that. She had 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Cloud only had 6 points. She had 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Phoebus only took one shot. Kennedy Burke, was nice to have Kennedy Burke back, but they lost Isabel Harrison. Isabel Harrison had been playing for him while Kennedy Burke was out. Now Kennedy Burke's in there, and Harrison got hurt. So just a mash unit for New York. Kennedy Burke, 8 points. She was 4 for 8. She didn't hit a 3. Johannes hit a 3 and another basket. She had 5 points. And that was it for the scoring for New York. They shot 43% overall 28% from three. And they were 14 for 16 from the line. But the Aces out-rebounded them 39-30. When you have those big... You have Meesseman who's 6'4", and Jonquil Jones that's 6'6", and then you have Burke. I think she's 6'3" or 6'4". You shouldn't be getting out-rebounded. All you got to do is keep A'ja Wilson off the boards, but they didn't get to do that. So, moving on to the Aces, this was a great game for Jewell Lloyd. She's starting to come through for them. She had 21 points. She was the leading scorer for the Aces, and she was hitting threes. She hit 5 of them. She was 5 for 9, 7 for 12 overall. She shot very well in the mid-50s. She had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover. So, mostly just scoring for her. But, that's a good sign for the Aces if they, because they've been missing that from her. Her and Chelsea Gray, when the Aces have been losing, those 2 players were very absent. I mean, they were there, but they weren't playing very well. So moving Jewell Lloyd to coming off the bench seems to be the right... Why that would make a difference, I have no idea. It's a mental thing, I guess. So, anyway, so you had A'ja Wilson. She had 17 points and 16 rebounds. 16 rebounds. Someone needed to box her out, and they just couldn't do it. She had 2 blocks, 2 steals, 4 assists. She was 11 for 11 from the foul line. But she shot terribly. I mean, she had 11 of her 17 points are from the foul line. She was 3 for 14. That is the imposing, Phoebish, who's 6'4", and Emma Meesseman, who's 6'4", and Jonquil Jones, who's 6'6". So, it puts a deterrent on there if they could, not foul her. But A'ja Wilson gets calls. I've seen it. I don't like blaming the officials, or not even that I'm blaming the officials, but she'll get calls. Someone hardly even touches her, and she gets calls. And I don't know. I don't think anybody should get any kind of call over anybody else. It should all be equal. It's either a foul or it isn't. It shouldn't matter who the player is. But that's me. Anyway, so moving on, we had Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray, who also had a great game. So Jackie Young, she has been misconsistency with the Aces. She has been playing solidly all year long. She ended up having 15 points. She didn't shoot particularly well this game. She was 5 for 13. She was 1 for 5 from 3. But she got 4 more points from the foul line. She had 7 rebounds, 4 assists. She had a number of turnovers, which is unusual for her. But she had half of the Aces' turnovers. But she also got a block and 2 steals. So Chelsea Gray, she had 13 points. She had 5 assists, 2 steals, a block, and 2 turnovers for her, and a rebound. She was 5 for 11 from 3. It was nice to see Chelsea taking some shots. All this time, it's like Chelsea has been... I don't know whether she's been, partially injured or what it's been. But she just hasn't looked like herself. And she definitely looked a lot more like herself this game. So, good for her. Good for her. And then rounding out the scoring, we had Nalissa Smith had 6 points. She had 6 rebounds. Dana Evans had 8 points. She hit 2 3-point shots. And then Kirsten Bell didn't score. Aaliyah Nye hit a 3, and that was it. So the Aces shot 38%. The Liberty outshot them from 2-point range, but not 3-point range. They outshot them 34 to 28%. So that rounds out this game. The Aces just pulled it out in the fourth quarter. It was neck and neck. And then right near the end of the fourth quarter, the Liberty couldn't buy a basket, and the Aces just held on. And that's what having home court advantage is like. You can pull those games out. So anyway, we've had a little disruption in the standings, and the Aces are looking better. So it's getting exciting. Okay, we'll see you next time.